Welcome into the overtime segment for the Sports Source this week. It's right here. SportsSource.tv is our website. Thank you for joining us. We are here with Jacob Gillum, Daniel Hood, Sterling Hinton, David Ligon down there, former Vols, one and all. Want to get into some more of your Twitter questions that we couldn't get to on the show today. Also, I wasn't able on today's show to hold up the standings of our pick segment, so I do want to do that now for anybody who might have a question about it. There we go. Chuck way up at the top with 4 wins. Jacob with 3. Bob, Jimmy, and myself with 3. Will Overstreet with 2, David, Daniel, Sterling, all with 1. David only picked twice that you've been here, so your numbers are a little skewed. Anyway,
500 though.
All right, here we go. Let's get into these questions right off the bat. How much of a difference would Nick Chubb have made in yesterday's game? He had the horrific injury right off the bat for Georgia yesterday. He's a tremendous talent. Thoughts? How big of a difference would he have made?
I say it made a big difference. I think the guy's an exceptional talent. It's unfortunate the gentleman got hurt early in the game. But, it's the game of football, and the next man up. And that next man they got is pretty good, what they have in Michelle.
Well, I think you also look at Tennessee and how many guys they lose during the game. And, would it have made a difference if Kurt Magid has been playing since the Oklahoma game? So you can do I'm not trying to downplay the Chubb injury, but that goes in both ways.
Yeah.
So, Chance Hall, Jack Jones looked good yesterday. Gary Danielson bragging on them. The questions have started coming in. I think I referenced this in the show. Why haven't they been playing? Somebody else, just several tweets have come in saying the same thing, which is, why haven't they been playing? Do the coaches know how to get the best guys on the field? You're a former offensive lineman. David, I'll get your take on this too. But getting these young guys, these young offensive linemen on the field, do the coaches just not know that they're good? Or is there an issue with them not playing? Is there a reason they haven't been playing yet?
Every camp you play in, you try guys out and you see what they can do in camp. And you got to earn it in practice first to get that starting job. Just because you come in after some injuries and play really well, and they did. They played very well yesterday. But if you look at some of their skill sets, they're both highly talented freshmen. Chance Hall is a very good point of attack blocker. There were several blocks the other day. He's a big body, and he really started moving guys. In the pass protection, we really kind of shielded them from a lot of one-on-one situations. Play calling was very well in that respect, giving them chances. Rolling the quarterback out and sending chip help to the right side. A lot of things we did to shield those guys that we can't do all game against like a Bama or something. But I definitely think that they stepped up in a big way. They played really well, but I think that you still have the best guys on the field out there with Kendrick and some of the other players that got hurt.
David, I think when you look at it, this is no knock on Coleman Thomas. Coleman Thomas was thrown into it early in the season last year, but you look at Jack Jones and Chance Hall, they looked more ready to come in as freshmen. Do you think that that's a step up in recruiting now that you're having a little bit more time to get, you've now had 2 years to start targeting these guys and bringing them in. Do you think that this is a little bit better of an offensive line that might fit their wants as coaches a little bit more?
Yeah, I think it's, most likely, we're recruiting better. We're getting, better players out there, but it's still, like Jacob said, these are freshmen playing in the SEC. They did a tremendous job for what they were asked to do yesterday, but that's completely different than being the guy on Monday and going through, Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday to pregame, the nerves building and the other team knowing you're the starter and how we're going to attack you, and that offense not being limited any. Mark it down. They tweak some things to keep you got 2 on one side to protect them and not let Dobbs get killed back there. But what they were asked to do, they did it very well. The future's very bright. If they're forced into action, in 2 weeks, it's going to be a different story. There's going to be mistakes, but that's okay. They're young. You're going to expect that.
I want to give you credit there. I'm trying to formulate questions while also trying to read Twitter here. So you took an absolute gibberish question, danced around, and finally made something good out of your answer to top my horrible question. So nice job there. I'll just go ahead and read. Heck with trying to do it out of the corner of my eye. Does anyone else notice that Cam Sutton seems to be struggling a bit?
Come on, man.
I didn't notice that at all.
Cam Sutton is not struggling, period.
I mean, you could point your fingers at some other guys in the secondary, but that would be the last guy I would point a finger at.
I don't think we've seen a whole lot of him because he's doing a good job. He's not getting targeted a lot.
Well, and the other thing
when
is,
you do see him, maybe there is you're nitpicking here or there.
Well, the other thing is, I mean, anytime someone gets a pass completed on them, it's like, he got beat, he got burned. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
you're going to have
one-on-one,
receivers get
that's rough.
catches. I mean, that's just part of it.
Those guys are, every single play is a one-on-one. They're on an island. The other guy's on scholarship too. I mean, if we broke it down and said, okay, we're going to do drills. We're going to do we called Lover's Lane. We're going to do one-on-one pass rushes where the defensive lineman knows, hey, I just got to get to that spot. Some really good offensive linemen would get beat a lot too. It's difficult, and it's going to break down to 50-50 if you've got two good players out there.
Another thing is, I mean, too, go back and watch the Georgia game. We had 8 people in the box most of the game.
Yeah.
So what that means is I got one guy over here, and one safety middle of the field. So you're playing the whole game really with hardly any help. So you're going to have some things happen, but I still thought he played great. Even the punt return he had was really good too.
Yeah.
Perfect timing for that thing, too.
I still wonder, though. I mean, Sutton had a good punt return, but boy, Kamara's just so dangerous back there. I need to go back and look. I wonder. This is a complete dart at the dartboard here. I wonder if they're still flip-flopping Sutton and Kamara. I wonder if they're going into that saying, all right, we know we're going to use Kamara early in this next offensive series. Let's not wear him out on a punt return.
My thought on it is, it seems like
You think it's stupid?
No, I think that might be right.
Oh, okay.
That
See,
might be right.
I think they're using Cam when they need to for sure. He's going to catch it. So if you notice, anytime they're inside like the 20 to 10 to goal line, you'll see Cam Sutton in there. Anytime it's usually 30, 40, 50, you got Kamara in.
Yeah, but gosh, if you're going to trust him at the 50, 40, 30, I don't see the difference in 20 and 10. At this point, he's been doing it 3-4 games now. At this point, I'd put my best guy back there, and I think he's more of a game breaker. But
I would just think that you're going to fair catch more.
oh yeah.
And
I'm
you're
not
gonna have guys
arguing
in your
with
face.
you. Yeah.
And so I mean, I could see it just for that because guys in your face catching is going to be a lot different than
You're gonna
catching
go
it
with
with
the guy
10, 15 yards.
You're going to go with the guy you trust. They trust Cam Sutton to catch the ball back there. But Alvin Kamara can catch the ball too. He's just the more explosive threat. So I see what you're saying. The 10-20 when you need a fair catch, Cam Sutton, open field, you want an explosive play. Kamara.
There you go. If Jones had lost to let's see here. I'm trying to read. If Jones had lost to Georgia, would he have been fired just like Dooley was after Vandy in 2012?
No.
Let's see. I'm trying to look. Somebody said, I take offense to suggesting Vol fans should accept losing. I don't recall ever stating that or anybody on this show ever stating that.
No Vol fan or any Vol player, anybody that has a Vol in them will ever accept losing. Period in the discussion.
At the same time, when you lose a game, you don't overreact and fire the coach after every game. So if you're saying that we're accepting losing by suggesting be patient, no, we're just being realistic. No one's going to fire a coach after every loss, or a lot of teams be changing coaches throughout the season.
I think another thing to mention too is the deity that we have in Knoxville is of course Coach Fulmer, and I think he didn't win his first SEC championship until year 5, if I'm not mistaken.
97.
97. So again, year 5 for our deity of Coach Fulmer. Give Jones a little more time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if I got anything else here. Nah. Nothing to really hit on. We don't have enough time between the end of the show and the beginning of overtime for me to really write down enough questions. Let me throw one last one at you, though. Somebody did send this to me yesterday. Please use the phrase, quote, the players overcame the coach's decisions to defeat Georgia in your show. Do you agree with that or not? Did the players overcome the coaching decisions?
No, and
I
want
see
to
somebody.
take that.
I see somebody mulling
that.
it. Okay.
I want to attack that. I mean, it was an incredible chess game going on yesterday. I mean, Coach Rick and his staff is full of incredible coaches, and I think we got some incredible coaches at the University of Tennessee. The chess game was just incredible. But what did happen yesterday, the University of Tennessee players owned the game when it was time to take it, and they had each other's back.
I'd almost say the inverse, that the coaches overcame the players on really both sides of the game. Because look at all the plays Tennessee dropped. Look at all the plays Georgia dropped as well. And so I'd almost say that the reverse of that's more true than that.
Okay.
If we had gotten a win with the Florida game, that would have been a true statement. The players would have overcome the coach's decisions. The past 2 weeks, from what I've seen, specifically offensively, you know, I like what I see. I see mix, I see balance, I see attempt, and you know, the players got to go out and execute.